Hello and welcome to this new, hopefully short video, in which we are going to explore how to program Modus Forma Ambient Electric in a more efficient way. Here I have a bit of a sheet music, and it's taken from a song that most of you probably will know. It's an old song. It was at the time one of my favorite ones, and probably you will recognize it. This is basically the sheet music, all the notes that are performed by the guitar. I have inputted these notes, and I am using Ambient Electric, just the starting patch, the nice chorus reverb. The guitar is a Steinberger on the 4th pickup position. It's just played with the normal articulation, which will trigger hammer-ons and pull-off if they are required, but it's played with a pick. So when I play this score music with this library, it sounds like this. It might have been good maybe 10 years ago, but not today. It sounds very stiff, the notes are very short, there is no overlap of notes like it would really happen when we do a proper arpeggio on a guitar. And even if we were like to make each note a little bit longer, for example, now I'm using the guitar release just to make the notes sustain a little bit longer. It sounds more like an harp rather than a guitar, because all the notes are overlapping now and it's too much. It's not very good. Also, I have checked the tab of this song, and actually I used to play it in my band, and I know that every time the E note is played, it is played on the open high E string. This is not how it's sounding in this rough demo here. So let's go to the piano roll and see what's happening here. As I said, the E note, which is, there are many of E notes here, should be playing on the open string. Let's go in the fretboard page and see what happens here. I'm on manual fret position. The fret position just stays there unless I move it. And even if I was on the automatic fret position, the script is trying to look for the best position to play this, and it doesn't really sound like the original song, if you actually have it in mind. But actually it doesn't sound like an arpeggio, it sounds like a strange solo. The first little edit that I would make would be to move all the E notes to the open string. So in Ambient Electric you can do that in several ways. One would be to just switch this on, so anytime there is an E, it will be played by the open string. But I also noted that sometimes, like here, let's go back to this, the E is played double, and in the tab it says that once is played on the frets and the second one is played on the open string. So the key switching to enable this open string here would be too fast and wouldn't be very practical. That's why actually we have added these open strings over here. So we can play the open string anytime we want, just by using these yellow notes over here. So now when I play it, it sounds already a little bit closer to the original. It's not there yet. But for example, in this place here, when the E is playing both on the frets and on the open string, we can just kind of hear a resemblance with the original song. The next edit I would do would be to make each note a little bit longer, especially the open strings one. The result will be like this. The difference between making it this way, instead of increasing the release of the notes, it's that the notes on the same strings, like this one, will not overlap. And if there is a movement between close notes, the next note is gonna kind of cancel the previous note, so it's more guitar-like, while the open strings will keep on ringing for a bit longer. It already sounds a bit better, but not good enough if we want to get really close to the original. Another edit I would do would be to set, as here, all the correct fret positions, as if I were really playing it with my guitar, and I'm a guitarist, so I know actually where I would play it, and also the tab says exactly where to play it. So between C-1 and B-1 we have all the key switches to move the fret position. I'm just following the lower note in each position, so it follows and goes back and forth on the fretboard this way. And this already sounds much better, because only the correct strings are playing at this moment. You can see also, if you know Logic, you know all these velocities are all the same value. They're all the same color. You can easily understand it by the color. If we edit a little bit the velocities, you see that open string, we kept them a little bit higher. And this one, which is the bass, it's kind of a medium value. While these ones, which are on the B string, they're a little bit softer. Okay, also this one actually. So let's go there. So let's hear it now. It already sounds much better. There is one more thing to do. The original song is not played with a pick, and it would be quite complicated to play with a pick like that. It's played with fingers. We have an articulation, which is the finger articulation, and we activate it by pressing the D0. Of course, this button needs to be activated. When it displays an X letter, it means it's not loaded. This way instead it signifies it is loaded. So I actually put a key switch here from C0 onwards. You have all the key switches for the articulations. D0 will trigger my fingers articulation. And bear in mind that for this instrument we have recorded several velocities for each articulation, and the higher velocities for the fingers are more like slapping notes. They're very hard. So let's keep this velocity quite low to have a proper sounding arpeggio. And then we can also play a little bit with the overall velocity and bring it up or down. And I don't know if you can see it in Logic. I can just do it here. And if I go crazy instead, you can also go mute, but that wouldn't be the original song. This sounds quite realistic. We can maybe play a little bit with the compression. Or maybe add a chorus. Yeah. Because Andy Summers was always using a lot of chorus and flanging. And if you want to go and compare the way it was at the beginning, it sounded like this. And now, after a few minutes of editing, it sounds like this. And that's it for this video. I hope this will help you to program a little bit better arpeggios. And also, I'd like to remind you that we have an arpeggio engine here. But for this video, I just wanted to show you how to do a kind of arpeggio just by inputting the notes and edit them. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.